Mercedes Maybach Vision 6 Cabriolet. The Maybach Vision 6 was unveiled late 2017 in California, a perfect setting for the all-electric, super cool concept. There aren't any actual size specifications due to the fact it's a concept and Mercedes Maybach are adamant it's not going into production anytime soon, but it's definitely a contender for a slot in the world's biggest cars. The one big, literally, measurement to take away, it's just short of 20 feet in length. Or in other words, around the same as the extended wheelbase version of the Rolls-Royce Phantom, 239. And it seats just 2 people. Mercedes Maybach made the Vision 6 soft top as a vision of the future vehicles it could be producing in the year 2035 and beyond, meaning that there's no pricing and no chance of buying one. It really is a one-off. The lumpy bit under the hood is an all-electric motor that will deliver around 750 horsepower, have a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of under 4 seconds, and a range of 200 miles. Maybach also says that thanks to their new supercharger system, you'll be able to charge it enough for a 60-mile trip in just 5 minutes. Frankly, given that it's a concept, none of the tech works and the powertrain isn't actually a production-ready model, which means they can say anything they want about the capabilities. It will fly to the moon and back on one 10-minute charge. Really? Really? 2. Rolls-Royce Phantom Sedan. We've already mentioned the extended wheelbase version, but the sedan is no pocket rocket either. Measuring up at 230 inches, it's almost 10 inches shorter than the long wheelbase version. Let's deal with the elephant in the room first. The starting price is about $450,000, but many of the customers buying the Phantom have a laundry list of options to add on. In fact, the average extras bill runs to $150,000, meaning the average shipping price is about $600,000. It's built on the all-new aluminum architecture of luxury platform. Yes, really, but even using lightweight construction materials for the platform, this behemoth weighs in at 5,900 pounds. It's not exactly nimble on its feet. Even taking into account all that weight, it will still propel itself to a top speed of 155 miles per hour and a 0 to 62 time of just 5.3 seconds, but of course sprinting in a Rolls is just so uncouth. The speed comes from a 6.75-liter V12 with twin turbos fitted, giving it 563 horsepower, all coupled to an 8-speed satellite-aided ZF automatic transmission. In any other vehicle, this would make for some sporty motoring. It's said that some of the design elements have been inspired by the futuristic 100X concept car, although we think it's difficult to spot those elements, unless you happen to be part of the design team. You can clearly see, however, that it certainly retains some of the great heritage associated with Rolls-Royce styling, particularly at the rear. Inside the Phantom is as you'd expect, all super soft leather, deep wood veneers, metal accents, rear seat entertainment system. Most owners won't actually be driving the car, Wi-Fi hotspot and of course, the obligatory drinks cabinet. It is a Rolls-Royce, after all. The Phantom sedan may not be the biggest car in the world, but it's definitely one of the most luxurious. 3. 1974 Cadillac Fleetwood 60 Special Brougham, 10th generation. At 233.7 inches in length, the Big Caddy could give both the Rolls-Royce and the Maybach a fair run for the crown of longest car in the world. Rather comically in today's world, the actual wheelbase was just 133 inches, meaning the car made do with 100 inches, just over 8 feet, of overhang. The 60 Special was considered to be the absolute top of the line offering from Cadillac, often being sold to be converted to use as a limousine or plush airport car. There were 2 options for power, a 7.7-liter or 8.2-liter V8, which both sound impressive, but power was heavily restricted thanks to tighter emission controls. The 1974 model was fitted with an air cushion restraint system, aka airbags, but it proved to be so unpopular that it was removed from the options for the 1976 model. It also had rear seat reading lamps, dual comfort front seating, and automatic level control. Thanks to the size and the toys fitted, the curb weight was well over 5,000 pounds, and as much as 5,400 pounds when fully loaded. Looking at it from a modern viewpoint, it was hideously ugly, slow, ill-handling, and badly built, but back then, this was the daddy of all things Cadillac. 4. The Paramount Group Marauder. Okay, we admit it, not exactly a production car, but there is a civilian version that can be driven on the roads, so we feel that makes it a contender on the biggest cars in the world list. To give you some perspective, the Maybach Vision 6 measures up at around 239 inches in length while the gargantuan Marauder measures up to 241.7 inches. not even 3 inches longer than the Maybach. Admittedly, it has a curb weight of nearly 22,000 pounds, without armament fitted, and it's nearly 9 feet tall, 104.7 inches. Even so, the same length as a Maybach? Officially, the Marauder is an armored, mine-protected vehicle that's only really available to governments from around the world. However, if you're a modern-day dictator with around $425,000 spare change in your pocket, it's possible that you'd be able to purchase one as well. The top speed for this beast is around 70 miles per hour, although that's largely dictated by the tires. There are some upgrades available should you want or need more power, though. As standard, the 6-cylinder turbo diesel engine produces 221 horsepower which, if we're being honest, isn't even that good in a car that doesn't weigh the equivalent of half of the planet. Horsepower can be boosted up to around 300 horsepower, but unless you start changing other components or rubber, you're still only hitting 70-ish mile per hour. On the standard fuel tanks, the Marauder has a range of around 430 miles, though larger range-extending tanks are available. No specs are available for the size of the standard tank, but given the weight, to get 430 miles, it must be big. Don't even ask about the fuel economy. 5. Bentley Mulsanne EWB, Extended Wheelbase. The standard Mulsanne measures up at just 219.5 inches as standard, whereas the EWB has been stretched by a further 10 inches to give the rear seat passengers a bit more legroom. After all, as is the case with the Rolls, most of the buyers for the Mulsanne won't actually be driving them. The new Mulsanne was launched back in 2009 at the Pebble Beach Auto Show, and it was a real crowd pleaser. Even more so if you can get over the $300,000 plus price tag, and that's before you start adding toys. Again, similar to the Phantom, it's doubtful that most customers will opt for the base model. It's one of the plushest new cars for sale out there. With 114 paint colors, 21 carpet colors, 9 veneers, and 24 different leather hides to choose from, the specifications and configurations can vary considerably, and that's just the off-the-shelf options. Bentley, of course, offers full customization. Weighing in at close to 6,000 pounds wet, it needs a hefty power plant to get everything rolling, and Bentley doesn't disappoint. A 6.75-liter twin-turbocharged V8 rests under the hood and produces 505 horsepower. The management system is pretty clever, allowing for cylinder deactivation when not needed to improve fuel efficiency. Now let's get back to the options. A custom luxury bottle cooler with space for 2 champagne bottles? Check. Hand-cut lead crystal champagne flutes? Yep. Fine duck-down filled loose seating cushions? Of course. Airline-style tray tables? Why not? Not only does Bentley offer the tray table, but the EWB also has airline-style seating in the rear with an extending leg rest, perfect for when the electric privacy curtains are in place.